The thing of Dillon Brooks and LeBron, the first altercation, LeBron should have been thrown out of that game. He was pushing the ref. When does an NBA player get to push a referee and stay in the game? He pushed the referee. Then somehow, some way, Dillon Brooks gets fouled on a three. LeBron clearly fouls him, even hits him in the chest.
Now this is where things got messy. Reports started flying all over social media claiming that LeBron James and Luka Dončić were suspended after an alleged confrontation with Lakers head coach J.J. Redick. And the internet absolutely lost its mind. So let's break down what actually happened, because the viral clips only tell part of the story. It all started on February 28, 2026, during the Lakers' blowout win over the Golden State Warriors at Chase Center. Final score, 129-101. On paper, it looked like complete domination. But on the sidelines, tension was building. Luka had just finished a huge stretch, pouring in 26 points and controlling the offense, when he checked out of the game. Cameras immediately caught a heated exchange on the bench. There was a quick chest tap from LeBron as he checked in, then a moment where Redick appeared to grab Luka's arm while talking to him. Luka shrugged it off, words started flying back and forth, and suddenly the whole interaction escalated. At one point, Luka jumped up off the bench yelling while Jared Vanderbilt stepped in to calm things down. And once the fan video hit social media, chaos. Within hours, people were throwing out every theory imaginable. Some fans thought the locker room was falling apart. Others were convinced the Lakers had a full-blown power struggle brewing behind the scenes. But here's the part most people ignored. The clip itself didn't show the full context. It showed emotion, sure. It showed frustration. But it didn't show the conversations before it, the competitive atmosphere of the game, or the relationship that's already been built between Luka and Redick behind closed doors. And according to Redick himself, that context matters a lot. When reporters asked him about the moment afterward, he brushed it off as normal competitive energy. He even said he and Luka laughed about it later. A couple days later, he doubled down again, saying the interaction was completely normal for two people who have a strong relationship and high expectations. Most importantly, the Lakers never announced suspensions. League insiders also pushed back hard on the rumors, saying the incident didn't come close to deserving disciplinary action. So the viral narrative ended up being way bigger than the actual situation. But at the same time, Lakers fans can't completely ignore what this represents. Because this isn't just about one heated moment on the bench. This team is still going through a massive identity shift after the blockbuster trade that brought Luka to Los Angeles and sent Anthony Davis out. The Lakers aren't just trying to win games right now. They're trying to build an entirely new hierarchy while balancing superstar personalities, championship expectations, and non-stop media pressure. And when the two biggest names on the roster are caught arguing with the head coach on national TV, people are naturally going to ask the bigger question. Can all of these personalities truly coexist once the pressure of a championship run hits its peak?
Think to find this perfect balance between having fun, but also just being an absolute psycho. You know, it's like, how is that so easy to do for you?
Why everybody thinks it's easy?
Is it not easy?
No.
So it'd be like going on a play date, but then by the end of it, you punched everyone.
Honestly, I don't know the answer.
Let's really break down what the footage shows, because the internet immediately jumped to the most dramatic conclusion possible. On the surface, Luka Dončić is clearly frustrated during that game. He gets subbed out for LeBron James, and during the exchange, J.J. Redick appears to grab Luka's arm while talking to him. That's the moment everything changes. Luka instantly pops up, emotions flare, voices get louder, and boom. That's the clip social media runs with. That's the GIF. That's the screenshot everybody reposts with captions about locker room drama and the Lakers falling apart. But here's the reality people forget. NBA sidelines are full of heated moments. Coaches get on players. Players push back. Guys argue over rotations, defensive assignments, substitutions, missed reads. This stuff happens constantly during competitive games. That part isn't unusual at all. What is unusual is the spotlight. This is the most watched team in basketball. Every camera is locked onto the Lakers at all times. Every interaction becomes a headline. And because this season already comes with nonstop questions about leadership, hierarchy, and whether this roster truly belongs to Luka or LeBron, every little moment gets magnified into a crisis. So yes, the clip shows friction. But friction doesn't automatically mean collapse. If anything, it shows how intense the expectations are inside that locker room right now. These guys know the pressure they're under. They know every possession, every timeout, every emotional reaction is being dissected in real time by millions of people online. And when a team has championship expectations, emotions are going to boil over sometimes. The real question isn't whether frustration exists. The real question is whether the Lakers can channel that intensity into winning when the stakes get even bigger.
LeBron, I think, finished that game. If I look at all the stats, he shot 64% from the free throw line. 64%. Luka, who was shooting 93%, he didn't even shoot. He shot 13 of 14. He didn't even shoot the free throws. What's my takeaway from this? I'm supporting the Lakers, but the refs won us that game, bro. The refs won us that game.
And this is where things start getting really dangerous, not on the court, but in the public narrative. Because perception spreads faster than facts. One short clip turns into 1,000 different opinions overnight. Analysts start throwing out massive conclusions, social media picks sides instantly, and suddenly a heated bench moment becomes a full-blown debate about the future of the franchise. That's the reality of playing for the Lakers. When a coach and a superstar argue on camera, the conversation doesn't stay inside basketball circles. Sponsors notice. Executives notice. League partners notice. People start wondering if the coach still has control of the locker room, if the stars are emotionally locked in, and whether this team is actually built to compete or just built to dominate headlines. And when LeBron James is involved, everything feels 10 times bigger. LeBron's presence alone can turn a normal sideline argument into what looks like a franchise civil war online. Add Luka Dončić into the mix, and now the conversation becomes about identity. Whose team is this really? Is this still a LeBron-led organization that added Luka? Or is this already Luka's franchise with LeBron trying to fit into the next era? That viral clip forced that conversation into the spotlight. Now let's talk about what was actually said afterward, because that part matters too. J.J. Redick handled it carefully in public. He told reporters the interaction was normal, said he and Luka have a strong relationship, and basically framed the entire thing as competitive energy between people who care about winning. From the Lakers' perspective, that's exactly the response you want. De-escalate. Move on. Kill the drama before it grows bigger. Redick even reminded reporters that he's worked with Luka for years and that emotional exchanges like that happen all the time in competitive environments. Luka took a similar approach afterward. His comments were short, focused on taking things game by game, the classic athlete response when someone wants the media cycle to move on as fast as possible. Neither side publicly escalated anything. But sometimes body language says more than words. The way Luka jumped up. The way Redick walked away afterward. Teammates stepping in to calm things down. Those images stick with people longer than any polished PR response ever will. And once the internet locks onto an image like that, it becomes part of the season's story whether the team likes it or not.
So why are you blitzing him?
I don't understand it. Especially with the shooting they surround it too. It doesn't make.
But here's the twist nobody can ignore: winning covers everything. That's the brutal truth of the NBA. If the Los Angeles Lakers keep stacking wins, this entire situation transforms overnight. The same sideline confrontation people are calling toxic today suddenly becomes championship passion. The same emotional outburst becomes proof that stars care deeply enough to challenge each other in real time. That's how fast narratives flip. And honestly, the basketball side makes this even more complicated. Because despite all the noise, the talent is obvious. Luka Dončić putting up 26, 7, and 6 while controlling tempo is exactly what the franchise envisioned when they made him the future centerpiece. LeBron James still bending defenses at his age is still absurd. And when the offense clicks, there are stretches where the Lakers genuinely look impossible to guard. But flashes are not structure. That's where J.J. Redick comes in. The real challenge isn't drawing plays. It's emotional management under a microscope. Every rotation decision now carries political weight. If Luka closes possessions as primary ball handler, people say LeBron is losing influence. If LeBron dominates late-game touches, critics say the organization still refuses to fully hand Luka the keys. If Austin Reeves gets hot and takes shots away from both stars, another debate explodes online. That's not normal coaching pressure. That's navigating 3 different timelines at once. Asterisk LeBron trying to maximize what could be the final elite chapter of his career. Asterisk Luka trying to establish long-term ownership of the franchise. Asterisk the Lakers trying to win now without damaging the future. And the scary part? The internet only sees fragments. A camera catches 10 seconds of frustration, but not the missed defensive rotation 3 possessions earlier. Fans see body language, not strategy meetings. They see reactions, not context. So every viral clip becomes a blank canvas where people project whatever storyline they already believe. That's why locker rooms hate public speculation. Because once people start believing there's a divide, every tiny interaction becomes evidence. A player walking past someone without smiling suddenly becomes a chemistry issue. A substitution becomes political. A timeout conversation becomes a power struggle. And in a market like Los Angeles, that pressure multiplies instantly. Historically, superstar teams survive this in one of 2 ways. Either they win fast enough to silence the noise, or the noise slowly becomes the story of the season. That's the line the Lakers are walking right now. And the next few playoff games could decide which version survives. Because if they make a deep run, this clip disappears into NBA history as another emotional moment between competitors chasing a title. But if they collapse, that same footage becomes documentary material forever, the moment people point back to and say, that's when the cracks started showing. That's why this story exploded far beyond one argument on the bench. It's not really about one heated exchange. It's about succession, power, control, legacy, and whether 2 generational stars can truly coexist while the spotlight gets hotter every single night.